Welcome to FX Street. We're going to be talking about Terra's Luna. Before we dive into the technicals here, would really encourage you to head on over to YouTube, to our channel, hit that subscribe button, and follow us on Twitter at FXS Crypto. So Luna, yesterday, really going on like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, looked like it was about to kind of crack that little bit of a congestion zone that it had been developing, and possibly, I mean, it actually did break above that this bear flag. I know I have it colored green. It should be red. Doesn't have to be, but it just makes more sense to color it the sentiment. But the bear flag here is still holding, and Luna, it's. I mean, again, I just did the Axie Infinity video. Yeah, everything that is involved in risk on markets. So whether that's stocks, futures, commodities, and crypto, especially crypto being the most speculative of speculative instruments. These are more susceptible to downside volatility when things like Russia invading Ukraine occur. So that is this price action here is not it's not surprising at all. This is the kind of activity we would expect to see when something like this geopolitically occurs, and thankfully the evidence and the historical evidence shows that as bad as this sounds, that these kinds of moves are generally good for risk on markets. There's a fairly great return after everything settles down. And I know that's not probably very popular, but the point is that if we look at that, I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is something that has happened many times, going back to World War II. You have the Gorbachev coup. You have Oklahoma City bombing, September 11th, the Japanese tsunami, fears about China's economy, recession, Lehman Brothers collapse, the housing crisis, September 11th, the COVID crisis. All of these events have generated substantial returns. So despite the short-term drops, especially when you look at like the last COVID issue, and this relates to Luna because Luna cryptocurrencies fall into the category of equities when it comes to how they perform after these kinds of shocks. But that it took 23 days for the stock market to lose roughly 35% of its value. But 3 months later, it was up 44%, and then 6 months later it was up 47%, and then a year later it was up 78%. And really the average 3-month return after these kinds of panics is 11.1% every 3 months. 3 months after, and then 15.8. 6 months after, and then almost 25% return after regained after the low. So is Luna going to do that? Maybe, possibly. Currently, it's price action at the time of this recording here. It's roughly 20 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's finding a little bit of support here up against this 382 fib retracement. That's kind of where it has been parked lately. There's a high volume node developing up here, but below that, the next support zone in the volume extended 2021 volume profile is the second largest highest volume node on this chart, and it's also the 50% fib retracement at 41. So Luna, it already had a big move south going back to December, roughly over a 35-ish day period. It lost over 60%. So it's had a big drop. It could go lower, but don't be surprised to see some buyers step in and support. 41% is that 50% fib retracement, likely to hit as well. It's just these are just some general downside areas that should be looked at as far as where, if prices do continue to collapse, where might they find some support. $41. And then below that, at the 618 fib retracement at $33. The RSI on the daily chart does support lower prices because we are in a bear market, and it hit that first overbought level at 55. You do have actually, it's void of any regular or hidden divergence in here. Optics bands are sitting in neutral territory on the weekly chart. Weekly chart, there's clear selling going on here. It's below the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. And the bodies of these candlesticks over the last 4 weeks, very, very tight range in there. And one thing that might actually, yeah, there is some slight hidden bullish divergence in here. You have lower lows in the composite index, but you have higher closes, higher lows on the candlestick chart. So whether that plays out in favor due to whether that'll play out despite the geopolitical issues with Russia's invasion of Ukraine remains to be seen. But otherwise, yeah, the downside risks should be limited to that $41 or $33 zone. And upside potential is likely limited to the top of the weekly Kijun Sen at 63-ish. And if bulls really want to deny any further downside pressure, they're going to have to really defend that $51 level and that 382 fib retracement. Ideally, there would be a close above both the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen on the daily chart around 56 or so. That would be ideal, but not necessary. But just expect fireworks across the board, folks. These are the kinds of environments where things have flash crashes, flash spikes, and things, you know, you can see 10, 20% moves in seconds resolve within seconds, minutes, or an hour or a day. I mean, things are always very volatile in the crypto market, especially right now. So I'll leave it there. I'm getting a little bit preachy and chatty. It's a little bit too long for the video already, but hope you all have a great rest of your day. From all of us here at FX Street, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and on Twitter.